Because I grew up a vegetarian and recently switched to a vegan lifestyle, I often get asked, what do you eat, by a lot of people. Not always necessarily in a harsh or critical way, but many people are genuinely curious about my eating habits because the concept of eating foods free from animals and animal products is bizarre or unusual to many. So I thought I'd make a video and share some of the main things that I survive on at a time where food is critical, and that's during Ramadan. For those that don't know, Ramadan is a month where most Muslims above the age of puberty abstain from eating, drinking, smoking and sexual intercourse between sunrise and sunset in order to practice patience and self-control and learn gratitude, as well as developing empathy with those who are not able to eat due to poverty or otherwise. The hours of fasting vary from location to location and from season to season. I'm usually well stocked up on fruits, and I always have a little banana station going on, so I have unripe bananas in the windowsill, and then any bananas I want to ripen will be in a plastic bag because that speeds up the ripening process. Any fruits I have that I know that I won't be able to eat in one go or that I want to make last for a long time, I'll peel and chop into cubes and then put into little freezer bags and store in the freezer so that I can get them out anytime I need. I usually use these in my smoothies, and I do this with all kinds of fruits. I did it with pineapples, mangoes and blueberries this month, especially because the mangoes were already going off, so this is a great way of not wasting food. Because it's summer in the UK at the moment, my breakfast meal is usually around 2:30 in the morning, and I always start my breakfast with a smoothie because this is a great way of getting nutrition in. I typically add a banana and then either coconut water or dairy-free milk, depending on whether I want more of a hydrating smoothie or whether I want more of a creamy smoothie. And then what I would have done is 2 hours before making my smoothie, I take a couple of fruits out of each of the fruit bags in the freezer, and then I put them in a bag and leave them out on the counter so that by the time I'm ready to make my smoothie, they would have completely thawed, so it's easier for my blender. And then I like to add a handful of leafy greens. At the moment I'm using spinach, and then if I have any ripe fresh fruit lying around, I'll add that in. So when I was recording this I had kiwi, and if I feel like I want more protein in my smoothie, I'll add some hemp seeds. Alongside my smoothie I might have some porridge, so I'll prepare some rolled oats in some dairy-free milk. I actually have two different types of oats, so one is oat bran and it's quicker to prepare just in case I don't have time. I'll also add some dried fruits, so I have raisins and dried apricots, and then I'll add goji berries and cacao nibs for extra nutrition. And then I always like to add in chia seeds, and then for sweetener I'll add in some maple syrup, and then whatever fresh fruit I have lying around, so again kiwi. Or I might be in the mood for something more savoury, so I'll have the chia seeds on some toast with peanut butter or mashed avocado with salt, pepper and a bit of lemon. Or I might even decide that I just want toast with some dairy-free butter and some baked beans. And as usual I like to enjoy whatever fresh fruit is around, so at the moment cherries are in season, and in true Ramadan fashion I always like to have dates whenever I can. At this point, once I've had breakfast, I drink a litre of water, and this is actually probably the most important part of the day, because it makes such a huge difference to the way I feel for the rest of the day. And sometimes I have fresh turmeric in the water. So at around 9:30 I'll have dinner, and I like to use coconut oil for any cooking that I do, and I use olive oil for any salad dressing or seasonings. And then for grains I'll use quinoa or pasta or brown rice. If I don't have time I'll use white rice instead. Also black beans are a big staple in my diet, lentils, and then whatever vegetables I have at hand. at the moment: potatoes, avocados, squash, romano beans and bell peppers. I also like to have fresh lemon around because I use it a lot for seasoning and salad dressing. I also made some healthy snacks this year that I could nibble on in between the 2 meals. So for the first one, I blended a pack of dates with a tablespoon of raw cacao powder. Once the mixture formed a big ball in the food processor, I rolled it into little balls and then coated it with some desiccated coconut and carried on until the mixture was finished. I also made some healthy granola bars. For these I used rolled oats, blended almonds, walnuts and hazelnuts. And then to the mixture I added flax seeds and desiccated coconut, and then I popped it all in the oven to toast for about 5 to 10 minutes. Once that was ready, in a bowl I added some raisins, goji berries and cinnamon. For the glue I blended a handful of dates. I also added some maple syrup to get the desired texture, then pressed it firmly into a flat container and placed it in the freezer for about 15 minutes in order to harden so that I could cut it into bar shapes. I store these in the fridge and grab some whenever I need. This recipe was actually inspired by Sarah Lynn's no-bake granola bar recipes, which I've linked in the description. I believe that aside from all the spiritual endeavours we experience, this blessed month is actually a good time to learn about our bodies and the foods that nourish, heal and provide us with energy, and I truly believe this is an important part of the Ramadan learning experience. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment and subscribe. Until next time.